Okay, welcome to this explainer breaking down what has absolutely got to be the most thrilling edge-of-your-seat match of the 2026 World Cup so far. Seriously, we're talking about a tactical masterclass wrapped in pure, unadulterated emotional chaos between the Netherlands and Japan at AT&T Stadium down in Dallas. If you're the kind of fan who loves football that keeps you guessing until the literal final whistle, well, you are definitely in the right place today.
I mean, just picture this, right? It's the 89th minute of the match. The Netherlands are up 2-1. They look totally comfortable. The fans are celebrating. They're thinking those 3 points are safely in the bag. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, Japan levels the match with this wild, deflected header. Actually, scratch that. We probably shouldn't even be surprised anymore, right? Because this isn't just any team. This is the exact same Samurai Blue squad that famously slayed giants like Germany and Spain back in 2022. They are back. And man, that comeback DNA is clearly stronger than ever.
Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1, the pre-match stakes for this massive Group F clash.
Let's hit the rewind button for a second and look at the context, because the contrasting narratives coming into the showdown were fascinating. On one side, you've got the Netherlands, managed by Ronald Koeman. They're boasting some serious star power, guys like Captain Virgil van Dijk and Cody Gakpo, but they came into the tournament carrying a pretty glaring problem. 0 open play goals in their last 3 pre-tournament matches, a massive finishing issue. On the flip side, you have Hajime Moriyasu's Japan, and they arrived universally feared for their deadly counterattacks and that reputation as the ultimate dark horses. The pre-match prediction was pretty simple, really. The Dutch would dominate the ball, and Japan would just wait to strike on the counter.
Which brings us to part 2, the first half tension, which was incredibly cagey and tight.
As we got into the match, that prediction of Dutch dominance was spot on from the opening whistle. Just look at this number, 69%. The Netherlands held a massive 69% of the possession in that first half. They were completely dictating the tempo, pinging the ball around the pitch, and pinning Japan deep in their own half. But, as they found out very quickly, dominating the game and actually winning the game are 2 completely different things.
So the crucial point here is that despite hoarding all that possession, the Dutch final product was just completely missing. The scoreboard read a frustrating 0 goals at halftime. And why is that? Well, mostly because Japan's goalkeeper, Zion Suzuki, decided to be an absolute brick wall. I mean, in the very 3rd minute, Donyell Malen spun and fired this powerful shot, but Suzuki makes a brilliant save. Cody Gakpo tested him too, but Suzuki was right there again. And Japan even almost stole a goal right before the break when Keito Nakamura fired a shot from the edge of the box that just barely skimmed wide. The tension going into the locker rooms was literally at a boiling point.
Moving on to part 3, the second half roller coaster. 4 incredible goals.
If the first half was a tense, tactical chess match, the second half was just an absolute roller coaster. I mean, the script was completely flipped, torn up, and rewritten. This visual maps out the absolute chaos that unfolded. Just look at the violent momentum swings we've got here. We go from a 51-minute deadlock breaker to an immediate response of 57 minutes, back to a Dutch lead at 64 minutes, and then all the way to absolute heartbreak, or, elation depending on who you support, in the 89th minute. So let's break down these major turning points.
It all kicked off in the 51st minute. Liverpool midfielder Ryan Gravenberch, who by the way was phenomenal all game, whipped this pinpoint cross right into the box. And rising above literally everyone else with perfect timing was the captain himself, Virgil van Dijk. He connects with this powerful header that goes in right off the inside post. Boom, 1-0 to the Netherlands. Amazingly, this was Van Dijk's first ever World Cup goal, and as you'd expect, that sea of Dutch orange fans in the stadium just absolutely erupted.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how insanely quickly Japan responds to adversity. It took them exactly 6 minutes to completely silence that Dutch momentum. In the 57th minute, Takefusa Kubo delivers this brilliant pullback from the right side. Keito Nakamura steps up and hits a first-time drilled shot that takes just a slight deflection off Jan-Paul van Hecke and sneaks right into the bottom left corner. And just like that, it's 1-1. The Japanese fans went into an absolute frenzy. They were proving yet again that falling behind, it honestly just makes them more dangerous.
But the Dutch definitely weren't done. In the 64th minute, we witnessed a moment of pure magic. Ryan Gravenberch, acting as this ultimate box-to-box engine, spreads the play out to the right. The ball eventually finds Crysencio Summerville hanging out on the left edge of the penalty area. Summerville cuts inside and unleashes this perfectly measured, bending shot that just kisses the inside of the far post and goes in. It was his first ever goal for the Netherlands and an absolute beauty of technique and composure. It restored the Dutch lead to 2-1, and honestly, it really felt like the decisive blow.
Which of course brings us right back to where we started today, the 89th minute. The Dutch have been desperately protecting this 2-1 lead for 25 grueling minutes. The finish line is literally right there in sight. Everyone in the stadium expects the match to just safely fizzle out. But Japan had one last roll of the dice.
Okay, here is exactly how the magic happened. Step 1. Japan whips in a super dangerous corner from the right side. Step 2. Substitute Koki Ogawa rises at the back post and makes solid contact with a header. Step 3 is just pure chaos. The ball changes direction and hits Daichi Kamada right on the shoulder and head. Kamada literally didn't even know much about it. And step 4, the Dutch goalkeeper, Bart Verbruggen, dives desperately. He gets his fingertips to it, but he just can't keep it out. The ball hits the roof of the net, 2-2. The entire Japanese bench empties onto the pitch in wild celebration. Verbruggen drops to the ground in total shock. In the blink of an eye, the Dutch victory just completely vanishes.
Let's move to part 4 and see how this builds into our key match takeaways and an analytical breakdown.
Stepping back from all that raw emotion, let's look at the bigger picture. First, check out these final possession stats. The Netherlands finished the game holding 60% of the ball compared to Japan's 40%. But, as we literally just saw, possession does not automatically equal 3 points. Despite controlling the vast majority of the game, the Netherlands could only walk away with a 2-2 draw.
Breaking this down into our core lessons for the match. First up, Japan has absolutely cemented their status as the undisputed comeback kings. Germany, Spain, and now the Netherlands, they have a clear, undeniable pattern of incredible mental strength. Second, Ryan Gravenberch was the absolute MVP today. With 2 crucial assists and this relentless box-to-box energy, he clearly carried his club form straight into the World Cup. Third, the Netherlands still have a fatal flaw. Their finishing issues are incredibly costly. You just can't not dominate possession like that and leave the door cracked open for strong teams to hurt you. And finally, Summerville's technical curler, for sure an early contender for goal of the tournament.
Let's take a quick look at the Group F standings for some wider tournament context.
Zooming out to look at the landscape of the group, Sweden is currently sitting pretty comfortably at the top with 3 points, having absolutely crushed Tunisia 5-1 earlier that same day. That leaves the Netherlands and Japan deadlocked in the middle with 1 point each, and Tunisia sitting at the bottom with 0. This perfectly, and I mean perfectly, sets the stage for an absolute blockbuster in the next round of matches, the Netherlands facing off against group leader Sweden. The pressure on the Dutch is going to be immense.
And that wraps up our explainer of this instant classic. Now, I want you to really think about this. Which moment truly stole the show for you? Was it the pure technical brilliance of Summerville's curling strike? Or was it the sheer unpredictable drama of Kamada's 89th minute deflected equalizer? It's a tough call between absolute beauty and absolute chaos. We're going to leave that one for you to decide.